Picture this. You're alone in a room where fear and pain linger in the walls. The air grows heavier with every breath. Whispers of secrets you can't quite hear brushing against your senses. Is it just your imagination, or is something truly watching? What would you risk for the truth? And what if the truth is far more terrifying than the unknown? Tonight, we step into the shoes of Kenji, a daring vlogger chasing fame and thrills, venturing into a place shrouded in darkness. A place no one should ever enter, and discovering the price of knowing too much. Stay with me, because once we begin, there's no turning back. Kenji is introduced as a confident vlogger with a penchant for exploring haunted locations. His YouTube channel, Dark Explorer, has gained thousands of followers who are drawn to his fearless dives into urban legends and ghost stories. Hey, Dark Explorers! It's your boy Kenji back with another adventure. This time we're stepping into the realm of the truly sinister, the infamous Room 607 in Shinjuku. The place where a woman was, well, let's just say her spirit might not have checked out yet. Kenji, are you really going to stay there? You know people say it's cursed, right? Like, bad things happen to anyone who even spends a night there. Exactly why it's perfect. Cursed or not, it'll make killer content. Kenji rents the apartment through a special Jiko Buken listing service. His excitement is palpable as he picks up the keys and documents the mundane but eerie process for his followers. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Place has been empty for years. People talk, but it's just an apartment. That's the kind of ominous vibe we love. Let's go see what all the fuss is about. Kenji arrives at the building. From the outside, it looks like any other old apartment complex, but the closer he gets, the more unsettling it feels. The air is unnaturally still, and the sound of city life fades. Here we are, room 607, the scene of one of Shinjuku's most chilling unsolved murders. They say she never left. Inside, the apartment is ordinary but dated. The wallpaper is peeling, and the air smells faintly of mildew. Despite its normal appearance, Kenji feels an inexplicable heaviness. Well, this is cozy, if you ignore the fact that someone died here in, total terror. He sets up his camera equipment and starts narrating his plan for the night. He'll do a live stream at 3 a.m., the time when paranormal activity is said to peak. They call it the witching hour for a reason. If there's anything lurking here, we'll catch it. Stay tuned. As he explores the apartment, small details begin to feel off. A clock that stopped at exactly 3:07, scratches on the inside of the closet door, and a single shoe left under the bed. Okay, that's weird. Definitely weird. Kenji's first night is uneventful until 3:07 a.m. when he is awakened by a faint knocking sound from the closet. Probably the pipes. Over the next few nights, he experiences increasingly bizarre events. His camera captures blurry shapes that weren't visible to the naked eye. Scribbled words appear on the walls. Tell them the truth. His dreams are haunted by the image of a woman with hollow eyes, whispering, "You saw him. Tell them." What is she talking about? Saw who? Determined to uncover the mystery, Kenji begins delving into the history of room 607. He combs through old police reports and uncovers a detail that was overlooked. The presence of a second set of fingerprints at the crime scene, ones that were never identified. During one of his investigations, he finds an earring wedged beneath the floorboards. It matches a piece of jewelry worn by a man briefly mentioned as a witness in the case. Wait, this wasn't in the reports. Could this guy be... He knows. Who's there? The apartment begins to feel more hostile. Shadows move in the corners of his vision, and the air grows colder. His followers notice strange phenomena in his live streams, flickering lights, objects shifting slightly, and ghostly faces in the background. Viewer comments, "Did anyone else see that shadow behind him? Kenji, get out of there!" As Kenji pieces together the clues, he becomes convinced that the man from the witness reports is the real murderer. He posts a video detailing his theory, which quickly gains traction online. This guy knew the victim. He was there that night, but the police never followed up. I'm telling you, he's the one. It all adds up. The video's popularity comes at a cost. Kenji begins receiving cryptic messages. Stop digging, or you'll regret it. You don't know what you're dealing with. One night, while reviewing footage, Kenji hears a loud banging on his apartment door. He checks the peephole but sees no one. This isn't funny. Who's out there? He opens the door to find an envelope containing a single photograph, the victim from room 607, with the words, "Your turn," scrawled across it in red ink. As the tension escalates, Kenji realizes that both the spirit of the victim and the murderer are closing in on him, each with their own agenda. What do I do? What do they want from me? Kenji uploads a detailed video revealing his findings. In it, he accuses the man identified from the witness reports, presenting the earring and other clues as evidence. The video gains traction immediately, sparking online debate. This is what the police missed. If I'm right, this man could be the real killer. We can't ignore this anymore. Viewer comments, finally, someone exposing the truth. Kenji, watch your back. You're playing with fire. This guy is a fraud. Stop spreading lies. Kenji feels vindicated but unnerved as the backlash grows. Threatening messages flood his inbox. Stop digging, or you'll end up like her. You don't know who you're dealing with. Kenji leans back in his chair, the faint sound of his own breathing underscored by a distant creaking noise from his apartment. One night, while editing his next video, Kenji is interrupted by loud, insistent banging on his apartment door. What the hell? It's 2 a.m. He approaches the door cautiously, checking the peephole. There's no one there. Great. Probably some troll trying to scare me. As he turns back toward his desk, the lights flicker violently, and the temperature in the room plummets. Kenji freezes as he notices a shadowy figure standing in the corner of his room. He's coming for you. Run. Who? Who is coming for me? The shadowy figure vanishes as abruptly as it appeared, leaving Kenji drenched in cold sweat and paralyzed with fear. Unable to shake the feeling of being watched, Kenji grabs his camera and laptop and bolts out of the apartment. He stumbles down the dimly lit hallway, his footsteps echoing unnaturally loud. As Kenji reaches the stairwell, he glances back and sees the shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. It begins to move toward him with unnatural, jerky movements. No, no, no. This isn't real. This can't be real. He races down the stairs, the shadow following him. Each time he looks back, it's closer, its form becoming more defined. A figure with hollow eyes and a twisted, menacing grin. Kenji bursts out onto the street, but the shadow remains in pursuit. The city's lights flicker around him, and he realizes the figure isn't bound by walls or doors. It's following him wherever he goes. Desperate, Kenji ducks into an alley and pulls out his phone, frantically scrolling through his messages for answers. He notices one new message that wasn't there before. The truth won't set you free. It will bury you. What truth? What do you want from me? The shadowy figure materializes at the alley's entrance, blocking his escape. Its voice is no longer a whisper, but a deep, guttural growl. You were warned. As the screen fades to black, Kenji's scream pierces the silence, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats for what comes next. Kenji stumbles into a brightly lit convenience store, panting and clutching his phone. His fingers tremble as he checks his social media accounts, only to find that his viral video has disappeared from every platform. No, no, no! What the hell happened? Did someone hack me? As he refreshes his phone in disbelief, he notices a man standing in the corner of the store. The man's sharp features, cold eyes, and a glinting earring catch Kenji's attention. The man looks directly at Kenji, smirks knowingly, and walks out of the store without buying anything. It's him. It's gotta be him. Kenji hesitates before rushing to follow, but by the time he steps outside, the man has vanished into the night. Determined to gather his belongings and leave the apartment for good, Kenji cautiously returns. The building is eerily silent, the flickering hallway lights casting long shadows. When Kenji enters his apartment, he finds it in disarray, furniture overturned, papers scattered, and his camera smashed on the floor. Kenji notices a chilling message scrawled across the wall in jagged letters. Now they know, so do you. Now they know, so do you. What does that even mean? As he turns around, the spirit from earlier materializes one last time, its hollow eyes fixed on Kenji. It raises a bony hand and points toward the door. You have to go. Kenji hesitates, his gaze darting between the spirit and the door. Go where? What's out there? The spirit vanishes just as the sound of heavy, deliberate footsteps echoes from the hallway, growing closer with each passing second. Kenji stands frozen, sweat dripping down his face as the footsteps stop right outside his door. The handle jiggles, then twists violently as if someone, or something, is trying to break in. Kenji backs away, his eyes darting around the room for an escape. Before he can react, the door bursts open with a deafening crash. The screen fades to black, just as Kenji's terrified scream cuts through the chaos. Kenji's final upload was never found, but whispers of the cursed room 607 persist. Some say it's a portal to something far worse than death. The question remains, would you dare to enter? What would you have done in Kenji's place? Would you have kept digging or walked away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If this story left you with chills, don't keep it to yourself. Hit subscribe, like this episode, and share it with someone who loves a good scare. And remember, your support helps us uncover even more haunting tales. Until next time, stay curious, but tread carefully. Some truths are better left buried.